Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Repentance. Great run, I think, last time. I believe maybe that is the case. Yes, okay. Let's try it out here. Randomize me. Well, that'll put some stevia in your coffee. Jacob and Esau to the lamb. Or at least it's not Jacob and Esau to the window and to the walls, and then we know what comes after that, and I won't belabor the point. There's always a part of me, anytime we have Jacob Esau, right? There's a part of me that wants to try the alt path so we get double the items. We can even get double the boss items. Just come on, man. just cut me some slack. Okay, never mind. Do not cut me any slack. I guess we got to make sure whoever this goes on also should get... What am I doing? All of the familiars. Okay, so like I know we were on a train of thought earlier, but like things have changed just slightly now, because it's a very interesting position to find ourselves in, wouldn't you say here? An item like Sac Altar early? I guess like fundamentally I'm being psyoped right now, because this doesn't really feel like it's changed anything at all. And yet, there's something in the air, right? Like, all we have to do is get a bunch of completely garbage familiars, and then we get a roll at possibly turning them into something that's not so bad. So, there could be some gas there, I suppose. We could get something out of that. Death card. It's the Book of the Dead, right? Yeah, the thing with Book of the Dead, you don't pop it immediately. For some reason in my head, Book of the Dead became like the ace of cards, but that's fine. The real question is whether or not we're going to want to go, ooh, thank you, to the alt path. Requires a key. I think maybe the first alt path is not so bad in terms of difficulty. We can snag an extra item or two, you know, play our cards right from that point onwards, see how things go. I think it might be worth a try. And you can't really, you know, I look at this game a little bit like people over the age of 50 look at voting. They say if you don't vote, you can't even complain. That's kind of how I feel about Isaac. If you don't at least try to give yourself the opportunity to pick up, you know, some extra items that could gas you up, then you lose a little bit of your argument. If your point is that you didn't get the stuff you needed to succeed, right? I say that as someone who was, you know, on purpose and by accident skipped item rooms in the past on runs that probably ended up being losses, but, you know, that's the ideal by which I think we should try to live by, and if occasionally we fail at that, then, you know, that's the spirit of life. Okay, straight up, man. Straight up. Crack the Sky, really good. Harlequin Baby, pretty much straight garbage. So I actually think that we want to use Sacrificial Altar. It's a 0 tier item. Now I think you get the right to complain. Now I think you can safely acknowledge that you put forth a good faith effort. You got possibly, you know, one of the worst items available from the deal with the Devil Pool, and that's how she goes sometimes. Now we can absolutely complain. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We got both legs to stand on when it comes to complaining about that one. That's a bit of a slap in the face, but it's okay. At least it's not like it supplanted a, you know, we didn't give up any opportunity in order to hold on to Sac Altar, at least. We just got something useless for nothing, which is still not very good, quite frankly, but, you know, could be worse. Okay, double up. Would you see the fluidity of our movement? Like, I'm a changed man here. Now, the longer the fight goes on for, you know, the greater the chance that maybe you could get enough grandfather flies to make a material difference. I don't think that the grandfather flies, you know, brown nugget, is the worst item in the game. Crack the Sky is incredible, a much better boss killer. We just, you know, our numbers got screwed up a little bit here. Don't even try it, please. At some point, I'm just like, we're supposed to be able to hit you, right? Is that a thing that happens? Give me one of these. I think because our HP is still a little precious. That's my Google Hangout link. Just allow me to close that. That's just pertinent to me and only me. We're not going to go to the deal with the devil, because we're going to save up for deals with the angel. I don't know if we can really play... Let's check. Extra curse rooms. We might be able to take a stab at the sacrifice room. I am increasingly skeptical after that. We could get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays. I think it's mighty risky, but let's give it a shot. I think 5 plays gives us like 1 chance to get an angel deal, which could be transformative. So let's have you come out. Nothing. Okay, there's our 3rd play. A little bit nasty, but it's okay. Give me one of these, please. Give me one of these, please. Now that I think about it, we also do have one more play we could buy from the shop, but I think our 6th play is always the one like just before the 30 cents or the 7 spirit hearts, which is the real meat and potatoes. I think it's maybe impossible for us to get there unless I was just gonna say a half red heart. Increased angel chance. Thank you so much. This is our actual angel deal chance, right? 33% chance. Okay. That's life, man. We get one more chance at a random angel item at 1 in 3. Now I'm thinking to myself, like, what happens if we don't? What happens if we get it? Then I'm happy. But if we don't get it, and we go down to half of a heart, a single hit could kill us. And how do we get out of that? I don't know. You just die and then play an Isaac run. Suppose that's not that bad. Okay. That's very unfortunate, but at the same time, we're at least blessed enough to be able to live, I suppose. And I don't know, like, to be honest with you. Oh, Ruka, what are you doing, buddy? Hey, it's okay. We got some strangers in the house, you know, we're working on some home improvement stuff for us, and the cats are not pleased about that. They're a little bit unhappy, but they're also cats, you know, that's kind of like the default case for them. What do you think about a possible... Well, hold on, there's some HP back there. You know what? 1 key? Now I'm starting to get some ideas, and that's a scary thought. What if we just did this? Come on, man. Really? Okay, that's it. Life goes on, because in that case, the secret room is destined to be here. Red hearts? No red hearts. But, like, I'm not leaving this floor without having fully exhausted at least our ability to possibly get 7 spirit hearts. 30 cents, I don't know how I feel about that. So, like, honestly, I'll just tell you straight up. You're getting blown up. I was kind of hoping we get some red hearts out of it, but it was a good return on our investment nonetheless. So we can play 2 times. Like, we're safe now. But if we could get 7 spirit hearts, we would be better off. So, this is like, this is a simple one. You do this, get close, get far, run. Nothing's gonna blow us. Oh no, next one is Uriel. That's, how many times you gotta play this thing to get to 7 spirit hearts, man? It's crazy talk. Get me out of here. This is insane. You've lost your mind. I'm not going any deeper than that. Like, there were like 10 what ifs that all came true, and I'm still not even where I want to be here. Give me the half heart for you. Ignore this deal, because we'll get deals with the angel. I really think this is the way. We're on Dross Geller. Very scary. Now, I'm not intending to go on the alt path here from this point onwards. Ooh, what a dodge. So this will be our last journey into the 2nd floor. I gotta be honest with you, I feel like it went actually pretty well. That hurts. Full stop. That's basically just really bad. But, like, this is... You can't underestimate the alt floor. Like, it gets pretty nasty down here. Looks like another suite of items that are, you know, highly advantageous. Really do a lot for us. One of the things haters would say is that these items are useless. That's not the case. They're just, you know, situationally useful. So we're going to have Esau take the question mark just in case it's HP somehow. Okay, honestly, Parasite is sick. I can't be mad about that. But Esau is also 1 HP away from death, but that's okay. One of the things you can do about that is place a bomb. Okay. Never mind. You could reroll your whole run. You could reroll all item pedestals on the floor, of which there are none. I suppose. Dude, it's a great time to have a golden key, though. There's no doubt about that. And I have now done it. That was an accident caused by me just not really paying attention, I'll admit. But, okay. We made it. Dreamcatcher is somewhat relevant, but not that relevant. 2 of spades is quite nice. You need some HP. We might as well give you a Spirit Heart as well. I feel like placing 2 bombs is okay. Look, we raised our deal with the Devil Chance by 2.5%. Seems very likely to be extremely helpful. I don't think we're going to end up fighting the boss twice. It would be a different story if I were not stupid. Like, if I had... Oh, my... I mean, there are times where I just have, like, a question in my mind. Like, how are... Like, you can't actually dodge this boss, like the shots of this boss outputs. You can't dodge them reliably with this character. So, like, we're still gonna live. Thank you for the HP, and we'll be moving on to the normal path now. I think we'll just spread it out thusly. And then we're gone. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, anyway. I don't know, man. We're trying. I hope that's clear. I hope that's self-evident here. Little control Q action saves us a little crisis here. You know what? Should take one of those, and then we'll have you leave. I mean, I'm really trying here. Characters are just, they got the same speed, but somehow they keep getting, like, increasingly far apart. We gotta just reset them. Just reset them. Honestly, you know, thinking positively, left hand could be a big help here. Left hand could really help us out. Thank you so much. We'll just make sure we're taking that. Got a 67% chance of angel deals. Probably another thing I would suggest to myself is you gotta stop using Crack the Sky as soon as it's available. Now, I really only, in Isaac, I just vacillate back and forth between, like, 2 different possibilities. This is a tough one, because the Nuggets actually been pretty good for us, but the one possibility is using the spacebar item prodigiously, as you are seeing right now. Another one is using the spacebar item never except for bosses, and sometimes even forgetting it on bosses. So that's like the Book of Belial fallacy. Is like, well, this room's not tough enough to require Book of Belial, and then, you know, you just never end up using it. But you're like, yeah, it's a pretty good item. It's like a B tier, maybe. This room, I think, doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. You think about it for 2 seconds, you realize it doesn't need it. Now, this is the dangerous part, because I find myself thinking, please, that we actually have a chance at winning now. I guess you always have a chance, but, like, I'm tricking myself into thinking that this run is a little stronger than it is, because we got some high-quality spacebar items. I mean, I'll level with you, man. I think we gotta fight the boss and then do the floor over again. I don't want anybody out here running under the assumption that I'm not trying, like, every tool in the toolbox to try to pick up a win here. I'm gonna keep giving it my all. You know what would hit the spot, man? Backpack. We've got a lot of spacebar. I mean, I would like to take... I don't even know what buttons we have to hit in order to use our other... Like, if you have backpack, I don't know what you have to hit in order to get your second item activated, but that's okay. Very efficient use of a bomb. I told you, I'm pulling out all the stops. What did I say? I'm really feeling it. Okay, take me in here. 13 minutes in, we're on like the 4th floor. Seems Jacob and Esau pill. By the way, I'm having a good day. I finally feel like we got a little bit of space here where bantering is, come on, theoretically possible. Stream was wild today. You know, played a little of the Super Auto Pets beta patch, had a great time, as always. Was gonna play Mario Party with some people, and then some of those people were not aware that there was a new Mario Party that came out. That's fine. I'm not being a hater. I mean, if you didn't me describing the situation the way that it was actually went down as being a hater, then, you know, that's a problem with your own personal perception, not a problem with the way I'm describing the events. Just my 2 cents. Small rock. 1 each. Seems fair. Hey, make sure, do you bring enough for the rest of the class? Yeah. I don't want you to steal my charge, because we might actually get another HP upgrade on this floor. So that, we ended up downloading the old Mario Party, playing about 20 minutes, the game crashed, and then we just bailed. Then I played a German quiz show, which I won, by the way, even though I don't speak German. It's just, you know, sometimes you just get a feel for the answers. It definitely couldn't just be luck or variance. Sometimes you just get a feel for the answers. And we played a wrestling card game called Mark Out, which is certainly an interesting time. No negativity intended. Okay, you take this. What, Eden's Soul? Dude, it's getting crazy, right? Like, I don't think I can take Eden's Soul, because I'm already pleased with the 2 items we have. Like, I'm a little annoyed by that, to be honest. Like, I'm actually getting, I'm getting a little upset. Eden's Soul is a fun item, but you gotta remember that it's a lot like Sack Altar. It can actually just, you know, it can take you 12 rooms to get 2 items that are functionally worthless. It could also give you, you know, Holy Mantle Godhead, as long as we're playing the hypothetical game. But I really don't want to give up either Prayer Card or Crack the Sky, 2 pretty good angelic items already, in order to get it. So, because I'm insane, and I already paid for the keys, we're going to do this floor all over again. I hope that I have the same... no, I don't have the same chance, but that's okay. Bon chance. But yeah, looking forward to the weekend. I mean, it's technically... I apologize, by the way, but I'm not going to be live tomorrow. This episode has enough of a backlog that you will already have known that. Highest tier rate goes to you. It's a very good item. But we're double dipping. We're taking American Thanksgiving. Not the actual day of American Thanksgiving, because as I've established a few times now, the holiday on a Thursday is very hard, even if you've got a, you know, American family. It's hard to get up for that Thursday holiday. So we're meeting our American in-laws on Friday. Enjoying a little bit of... I don't even know what we're going to do. Maybe some turkey? I mean, I imagine I'll just be honest with you. Probably a lot of people are in this boat. I'm just, like, without putting in the most negative way possible, there are a lot of situations where I'm essentially just a passenger in my own life. And I'm cool with, like, that's the way I prefer it, because I'm, like, an easygoing guy. But I don't know the ins and outs of, you know, what we're going to be eating for, you know, at what time are we going to be eating? What's the meal situation like? Do we need to bring cups? I just kind of like, I mean, I guess I just for the most part do what I'm told. If I figure if somebody needs me to do something, they'll ask, and then I'll just do it, and then we got nothing to worry about. Might surprise you, but I feel like Crack the Sky being usable more often. Actually, at this point, when I look at this run, I think that's what we need. More so than Prayer Card. Prayer Card tends to hit like an upper maximum eventually. I suppose we could always like swap it around and then that would mitigate that, but choosing not to concern myself with it too much here. You know, basically we're doing the little things right now. And it is looking like it actually might lead to some surprising amounts of success, dare I say. I'm actually kind of stunned you didn't die. That didn't get... Okay, whatever. You're dead. No deal. Damage up for the right eye only, for British eyes only. Why not? I mean, we'll keep it balanced, you know, mix it up. We've almost recovered from all that HP we spent playing the self-sacrifice room several floors ago, and we're good to go. Oh, man. What a game. After all that, you know, after all the belly aching, we've actually found ourselves with, like, a pretty serious run here. And yet, the only thing I can think of in my head is, like, excuse me, I had a 30% chance for a devil deal on the last floor, and yet I have a 30% chance for a devil deal on this floor, despite not getting a devil deal on the last floor? How does this happen? Homer? Boy, I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. You know, just spend some time off, time with the family. We don't have, I mean, I have the awkward in-law conversations now and then, but it's much less about, like political differences, although those definitely exist. I think we almost have like a political truce because we don't exist, we don't live in the same country, you know? So even if we disagree with one another politically, I think there's always like a little bit of like, well, even if I guess what the thing is it can be frustrating to go to a Thanksgiving dinner and then realize that, like, for as politically motivated as you are, you still get canceled out by your uncle. Like, your votes count for the same. At least, you know, with my in-laws, I almost think that it's just, you know, the irony is we get along better because of the fact that even if we weren't voting for the same person, which I have no idea if we would be, at least we're not canceling each other out, you know? It's almost like we're playing different sports, so we're not rivals. Even though, you know, Canada and America obviously share a lot, including, you know, some of our problems. But we mostly, like, if I ever have the awkward in-law conversations, it's like every once in a while, like my in-laws are actually, like, my wife's sister and brother-in-law are, like, wildly successful. But sometimes they'll just, like, ask me things that are out of my domain. Like, I remember one time my brother-in-law was like, hey, why don't they have bodegas in Canada? And I was like, you know, that's a very interesting question that I have absolutely no idea how to answer. And then it sort of seemed, I might have been getting the wrong vibe, but it sort of seemed like he was dropping some hints, like we should go into business together. He was like, I really think that bodegas could work in Canada. And I was like, yeah, I don't really know. I guess we don't really have, like, that sort of bodega culture yet, but there's some places here that are trying to, like, make it take off so that a corner store is, like, you know, a gathering place and not just a place where you, like, buy a Monster Energy drink after you already got gas. He was like, I think it would be a great business idea for somebody to... And I was like, you know... It's not uncomfortable, but I'm just like, you know, if you want to open a bodega together in Vancouver, please just come out and ask. Not because I'm going to say yes, because I'm definitely going to say no. But at least we could clear the air there. It's not I got nothing against the business idea, you know. It's more just like I like what I do right now. It's the same. I always laugh when there's like I get it from an investment standpoint. But sometimes, you know, when people are successful in one avenue of their lives, the next step is like, what if I just took on, like, a second job as a landlord? What if I just, like, you know, leveraged myself to the gills and bought, like, you know, 10 investment units and, you know, it just became like a property manager as well as a notary public or something like that. And I've always been like, I get it from a quote-unquote passive income standpoint. You know, keep in mind this is... Really, I heard more of this before the anti-landlord rhetoric really picked up in the past, I don't know, 20 years? Something like that. I guess, you know what? You had the last damage upgrade. You take this one. But whenever people have been like, oh, do you ever think about, like, you know, I don't know, buying an apartment or something like that and then just renting it out? I'm always like, dude, that sounds like, you know... Let's ignore the moral, ethical side of that because it's just not even worth getting into. But secondarily, I'm like, I don't know, it just kind of sounds like annoying. Like, I got a job right now where I, like, you know, play video games. You really think I want to screw that up by, like, running the risk that somebody's gonna smash up my walls and I'm gonna have to be like, hey, could you move out, please? I'm not saying tenants are bad at all. I'm just saying, you know, why introduce that risk when I could just be like, you know, I'll just play some Isaac today. I'm content where we stand, I think. Yeah, but imagine if instead of having to do your job where you played video games, you could just have that time off. You could do anything. You could, like, even play video games. Admittedly, it's not the same to, you know, play stuff in your leisure time versus playing stuff, streaming, recording, etc., etc. But, like, you know, will you allow me to make the joke at least? Thank you. I appreciate that. Even if that's, wait, what? I don't want it. We're already, we're in a really good spot. It's gonna be a bit of a longer run today, and you know what? That's fine. I wouldn't mind playing our blood bank, getting a bunch of money, leveraging that on the shop, and then creating a situation with maybe pick up like, oh, no blood bank. Okay, never mind. Maybe picking up, how do you say, Samson's champion belt? Champion belt, that would hit the spot. Anyway, yeah, it's mostly just good. And also, like, now that we've had a kid, I feel like, look, I don't mind being the cool uncle. But there's some people who, like when I see Malf interact with his nieces, which admittedly happened like 2 times 10 years ago. I mean, no, he interacts with them more, I'm sure, but that's the only time I've seen it. I'm like, this guy, I think it comes from, like, having siblings. Like, this guy knows how to be a cool uncle, which I think is kind of similar to being, like, a cool big brother, right? I didn't have siblings growing up, or now, for that matter. So, like, I don't know how to... I don't easily get along, or not even get along, like, because I don't have a problem with it, but, like, I don't have a demeanor that is, like, I can easily, just be, like, a clown. You know what I mean? Like, playful and, you know, I don't know what kids like, basically. But that's fine, because now that we have our own kid, instead of, hey, Uncle Ryan's here, let's play tag and you can pretend to be slower than, like, you know, a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, when actually, like, if we were doing, like, the beep test, you would just freaking smoke them, but their self-esteem's not ready for that, and that would ruin the game, apparently. So I've been told. Now, we have a, you know, a 1-year-old, I think that she's gonna be the star of the show. Instead of, you know, who wants to hang out with stinky old Uncle Ryan? You know, sure, he's okay, but he's not as cool as a baby, right? Which means that, you know, old Uncle Ryan gets to do all that boring stuff that the adults do. Like, hang out in the other room and, you know, talk about, like, stuff that actually matters. Maybe sip on a little Casamigos. Hear me out. Buy me. Use me. Use me. Use me. Use me. Use me. He's lost his mind. He's fully lost it. Then... What the... Okay, give me one of those. You know what? You have 9 lives. Although I'm worried that if we... you know, let's just play it a little safe. I don't think that with 9 lives... let's see if we got a Guppy dream, by the way. Funny joke. I don't think that if we killed ourselves with 9 lives, as long as we killed ourselves with the right person, I don't think it would screw up the run for us. Come on, man. Just, are you seeing this? Do you see yourself? It's crazy. I think that it wouldn't screw us up, but at this point we kind of got like a... We got it in the bag, as long as we just don't mess around too much. And that's like a little bit of source, dude, just trust me, I'll admit. Because things could go wrong still, but... Okay, I think... Obviously, we gotta get one of each. I guess... No, because permanent Polaroid invincibility is not gonna really work for anybody. I guess it doesn't matter who takes what. Pretty much equal. We got the cool orb. The orb of coolness. Oh, no, yeah. Prevents low-quality items from spawning. That actually seems kind of sick. Let's spread the orbitals around. I don't really care to fight an angel statue, quite frankly, unless we could reroll. And we'll head down to the next... Oh, no, we won't. We'll get Small Rock real quick. One of these days, that's going to work. You know it. I know it. Now we're cooking, man. But you know what I mean? Like, some people... I noticed this in particular. I think you don't have to have siblings to be good with kids. And it's different. People told me the same thing. Like, Kate and I were a little apprehensive. We're like... You know, we're not necessarily good with kids, and then people always just told us, like, oh, it's different when it's your kid. And it, like, 100% is. You fall into the groove really easily. But, like, I think all that has made me able to do is, like, if you put me in a room with, like, a baby, I'm great with babies, man. I know what's up. Oh, you feeling okay? Oh, maybe she's got a diaper. Oh, maybe she's hungry. You know, it's not rocket science. You pick up the baby, it starts crying, you don't get offended. It's a baby, it's what they do. It's not that complicated. But now like a 1-year-old, I feel relatively comfortable, you know, when I pick up my daughter from daycare and there's like, you know, some 18-month-old kids there, and you know, I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then he goes like, gaba booba ba ba ba. I'm like, me too, brother, me too. How about that? You know, it's like, that's fine. But anything outside of the age range that my daughter has been or is, I'm like, I don't know how to talk to like an 11-year-old. What do you say to an 11-year-old? Things move so fast. Like in my head, I'm like, talk about Fortnite, but I'm like, Fortnite's probably old news. They're like, oh, 7th graders are playing that. Those boomers, like, I don't know, man. They into Hatchimals or something like that? Hatchimals, that's from like 2008, Grandpa. Even as a child, I didn't want to be at the kids' table. Every Thanksgiving that I went to, like at my grandma's house with my cousins, I was kind of like the black sheep. Like everybody got along, but like there were, well, like the way that, okay, like my family setup is not weird, but it is worth noting for this bit, okay? There's like 6 cousins in my family. It's not a large family. It's a great item, don't get me wrong. We're stoked. We're stoked to see it. My parents had 1 kid. My dad's sister had 1 kid. My dad's brother had 2 kids, and then divorced his wife, or they divorced, I should say. I don't know where the direction of flow was. And then married his new wife. And I say new, they got married in like 1998, and they have 2 kids. Or like, she had 2 kids when they got married. So, you know, that's 6 cousins, if you include myself. But 4 of them lived in the same house. And also, I'm the oldest, not by much, but I am the oldest. And the only other boy was the latest born, and there's like 8 years between us, which makes like a pretty big difference when you're young, right? So every time I went to a Thanksgiving, it was like when I was 14, it was like 2 14-year-old girls, 2 13-year-old girls, and then like me and my 6-year-old male cousin. So I think, you know, it's not like you can't get along with your family at that age, but you know, they're always like, what do you want to watch? What movie do you want to watch? And I'd be like, oh, you know, what about The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou? And then they would be like, nope, Just My Luck starring Lindsay Lohan, or Confessions of a Shopaholic starring Lindsay Lohan. Hey, then they would tease me, right? They would be like, hey, Ryan, did you see the new episode of Jersey Shore? And I was like, no, I told you, I don't get MTV Canada. It was, you know, I always felt like kind of the odd one out for sure. I wanted to be at the adult table. Even if they're talking about, like, stuff that is boring to most kids, that stuff's kind of interesting to me. I always self-styled myself as, you know, there's adults that honestly should be sitting at the kids' table, and then there's kids that should be sitting at the adults' table. I think I could have challenged one of my relatives in a debate to move up a tier early. Like, I'll get promoted and they get relegated. Plus, at the kids' table, like, it's okay when you're, like, you know, 5, but then they got you sitting on those, like, Fisher-Price chairs. You're like 10 years old and you're like, Grandma, I get it. I don't expect you to like buy 20 chairs for one day a year, but like, come on, I'm getting destroyed over here. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think I have the capacity to manage both of these spacebar items, which is why I just ignored the jar, even though the jar is great. So I'm happy to finally be in the position where I belong at the adults table, talking about things like the merits of a fixed rate mortgage versus a variable rate mortgage in such a depressed interest rate environment. Like that's my home. That's where I do some of my best work. That's where my in-laws go. This guy's not just a pretty face, he also listens to podcasts. So I look forward to it for sure. The sun. Okay, if we save the sun card, we legitimately can't lose. I don't know why I would use Crack the Sky here. I guess because I'm impatient is like the easy answer. But I actually feel like, and this is, I'm complimenting the game. I'm complimenting the game. Oh, right, we were lucky to use it there because we actually have the charged penny or whatever it's called, the hairpin. I think against the feet, we're gonna freaking crush. Because as soon as the feet come out, I'm gonna be like, step on me, mommy, sorry, step on me, sorry, mommy, step on me, sorry. But we're just gonna use Revelations to like rip it up here. Are you seeing this? Sorry. That's the it's the horny police. Whip. Nope. No, thank you. Like I said, I do best at the adults table. These are 3 of the same item. Chance to spawn ghosts that deal contact damage. When it cracks, summon ghosts that deal damage. Okay, you know what? Like, if you're the same item, let's take both of you. Sorry, mommy. I don't know if this is any good, but we're gonna try it. And I think we'll very likely we're gonna win, as long as we save our sun card for when it's most important. The real question that I have, I guess, is like, I don't know what happens if we use 9 lives to resurrect. I don't know how much life Jacob will have. So we will use the sun card to make sure that we don't actually have to answer that question, I think. So if we get hit one more time as you, we will do this. And then we will also hit Q just to give us a little bit of extra protection. Yeah, we might definitely still lose. Turns out it's like still not easy, that's for sure. Dodging multiple enemies, still fairly difficult, quite frankly. Be a great time to get an item. Or 2 spiders. 2 spiders can be an item. At least we know we're going the wrong way. Excuse me? If that had knocked some of my own bombs into me, oh my god, man. You don't even want to know the level of wrath you'd be dealing with there. Okay, honestly, Revelations is cracked. I know that's not what this item... This Salvation. Salvation is cracked at dealing with the Fallen. It's kind of nutty. You gotta have a pair of brass ones, but that's okay. I had surgery for that when I was a high schooler. But anyway, yeah, I won't be here tomorrow. So if you were hoping to watch a stream of mine 2 days ago and you're like, where is it? And the only way that you have found to get information from me is to watch every Isaac episode and hope that I mention it. Well, there you go. We've now made it known. I'm trying to focus on like how good this run, oh no, will feel if we win. Because that's how I'm gonna pull that that positivity forward. And then, like, steal a little bit of it right now, and I'm gonna use that to, like, immunize myself against impatience. Because otherwise, I'm like, this is taking too long. I hate it. Literally the greatest card you could ever ask for. I guess we should have popped it inside of the room, but still, like, that's incredible. Should probably dodge. It's really, really, really hard to focus on the shots that are coming from the enemies. There's just a lot of stuff on the screen. You know what, though? This potato peeler play actually came through in the clutch for us. That was a really fun run once we got over the hump, for sure. Now, imagine how fun it would have been if Sac Alter had given us, like, you know, a decent item early. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!